Good morning everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to answer one of my most asked questions. So I always get asked, Amy, how do you travel as a family of 6, whether that be affording it, how do we book it, how do we cope with 4 children whilst away? So I'm going to tell you today how we actually make it work. So who are we? So my name is Amy. I am a mum of 4 girls, including a baby and a toddler. So our girls are aged 1, 2, 5 and 7. I had to think then. For me, travelling is a priority. It's not a luxury, and it's not perfect, and it's definitely not glamorous. I definitely like to relate to my travel vlogs as real life. If you watched any of my travel vlogs, you will know I show the good, the bad, the ugly. That's what it is, isn't it? It's real life, and travelling with kids isn't perfect. You've just got to make it work and learn how to deal with it all. So I'm going to break this down into sections. First thing we're going to talk about is planning. So the first thing that I will say, and this is probably the most important, is you have to be flexible in some sort, shape, way or form. By that I mean flexible with airports, flexible with destinations, flexible with dates. I am an independent travel agent. I'm not going to try and get you to book a holiday through me. I'm just keeping it real, and we're not gatekeeping here. I'm telling you all my secrets. So I sometimes will have customers come to me and say, I want to go to this place on these dates. 9 times out of 10 it's school holidays. I want to fly from this airport and this is my budget. And I'm like, it's not going to happen. So myself personally, I'm quite a last minute holiday planner, and that's because I'm searching for deals all the time, and if I see one that's too good to be true and it's leaving in 2 weeks time, then I'm gonna book it. So things we've done in the past to save money. We have flown from London. We fly from London quite a lot. We live in the north, so London is like a 3-hour drive for us, but we make it work because it's cheaper, and we actually saved £1,000 on flights on our trip to Florida this year just from choosing a different airport. So let's talk flexible on destinations. So if you've got set dates that you want to go, what I tend to do is look on Skyscanner. I will put cheapest flights from where I want to go on the dates I want to go, and then filter through destinations, and then sometimes I'll pick where we're going that way. Or alternatively, if you've got a little bit of wiggle room but there's a certain place you want to go to. Now I did this for our trip to Dubai. Did the girls have a little few days off school? Yes they did. Is it going to hurt them in the grand scheme of things? No. That trip was almost a year ago now, and they still talk about it all the time. So for me, I tend to plan our trips around half terms, but then wiggle the dates a little bit. It's no secret that flying midweek is cheaper, so I tend to do is tag on a couple of days either side of the holidays, whether that be flying on a Thursday or like coming back and I'm missing a couple of days and I'm coming back on the Tuesday. That works pretty well if they've got an inset day, then they're not having as many days off school. But that's pretty much how I plan our trips. So again, flexible on airports, destinations or dates. If you have all 3 set in stone, be prepared to pay for it 9 times out of 10. Okay, so onto accommodation. Now again, if you've watched any of my videos, we don't stay in big fancy flash hotels, although we've got quite a nice one coming up, to be honest. So if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. We've really treated ourselves on our next trip, and we are going all out in a beautiful hotel. But previously we have stayed in apartments, we stay in Airbnbs. We like the space as a big family. We just find it less stressful. We like to have a kitchen to be able to make food and breakfast and baby bottles. Also, I have fussy eaters, so it works out loads better for me to just go to the shop, buy a box of Cheerios and let them have that for breakfast instead of going out and having a big battle of, I don't like that, I don't want that, blah, 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 blah. Also, a lot of them have washing machines, so we like the home away from home kind of apartments. I mean, don't get me wrong, if there's any luxury brands out there that want to give me a trip to, you know, somewhere out of this world, I'm here for it. We will try it. But for now, with little ones on a budget, that's the kind of accommodation we go for. So luggage and packing. We all know that this is a hidden extra on budget airlines that can add up, especially when you're traveling as big as a family like mine. So I try and pack light as I can, which has not always been easy when you've got little ones and nappies and formula and extra clothes for spillages and stuff, but we've done it. As a family of 5, we managed to go to Fuerteventura for a week with 1 suitcase. We also did a weekend in Disneyland Paris with backpacks. we did backpacks, family of 5 with backpacks. I just figured that just take what you need, and if you do need more, you know, there's always shops. You can always wash stuff in the sink with your travel wash. If you've got an apartment and you've got a washer, just don't overthink it. I think that's what it comes down to when it's for packing, just don't overthink it. And I try to plan the outfits as well for each day. So if it's a trip and I know like excursions and what we're going to be doing each day, I will plan the outfit for that day. So especially for Dubai, I knew, you know, on a beach day we'd wear this. If we were going to a theme park, we would wear this. So I had all the outfits laid out, and then I think I just took like 1 or 2 spares for in case, you know, someone's shorts didn't fit or someone's top itched them or whatever, because, you know, kids will be kids. But I don't go crazy. As well as with like toiletries and stuff, we all share. I don't take any personal shampoos, beauty stuff. I just take basic skincare. I take my makeup, and we all share the same toiletries. Never had a problem. Not once have I ever thought, oh, I wish I'd have brought the baby shampoo. Yeah, I'm not that much of a materialistic kind of girl, so if it means I can go away and save a little bit of money to spend on something else, like while we're there, then that's what I'll do. Right, let's talk the juicy bit that everyone wants to know. Let's talk money and affording it. So, budgeting throughout the year. I try my best to budget when I can. Don't get me wrong, I still have my little impulse buys, but for example, beauty treatments. I've not got my nails done recently. I did go through a spell of having them done, but I don't need my nails done. I can cope without. Hair dye, I use a box dye. It's not glamorous, but things like that over time really do save up a lot of money. I'll budget on the food shop. If we've got stuff in to make meals, I will plan meals around what we already have in, writing a list so we don't overspend. I do like to do online food orders, so then there's nothing extra in the basket at all, like you literally just buy what you need. And then this is really sad, right, but this is the kind of extremes that I go to. This is the kind of person who I am. It's not that I can't afford it, it's just like a challenge. It becomes a challenge to me. So I will put stuff in my Asda basket, and then at the end I will like go through it all and think, do I need that? Can I do another week without that and take it out? Or sometimes I'll think, can I get Asda's own this week instead of buying the brand? Like, do I need that? And I will switch it up and I will get my food shop right down. But that's life with 6, you know. I don't want to be spending hundreds of pounds on food, to be quite honest, when we don't need to. Other products as well. I've used the same makeup, this is no word of a lie, for about 5 years because I don't wear it that often anyway. I don't often have time. But I will use a product until it runs out. Instead of buying loads of different ones, I will literally buy something, use it till it's run out, and then buy a different one. This is a bit of girl math as well, but I always think whilst you're away, like, I would be saving, like, for what we would spend on fuel, for what we would spend on food shop. Like, that's all saving because you're not spending it because you're not at home, right? Okay, savings with booking the actual travel. So I've already talked about being flexible, you know, being with different airlines. We save money on luggage, we save money. I have saved money on seats before. I mean, now we're a 6, I'm not willing to take that risk, but I have played seat roulette quite a few times. I think the airlines are a little bit stricter now, and I would hate to be that person that had to make people move to accommodate us as a family. So I don't do that anymore, but I have done it in the past and it has always paid off. So it depends if you want to take that risk. So with booking, always check the prices of booking it separately versus your packages. Now, packages don't always work out the cheapest for us, with there being so many of us, although they sometimes do. So have a look at the flights, have a look at packages. If you are looking at a package, look at the flights first to see. I know some websites do let you compare prices over like the week and stuff, but definitely look at the price of the flights with that airline on different days as well, because then if you change your package to that day, it will become cheaper. Same as luggage. Did you know that you can actually phone up these package airlines and take off luggage to save a bit of money, as well as transfers? That's what I do as a travel agent when I'm trying to get my clients cheaper deals, and they don't need, like for example, if we book a package holiday, we don't need 6 suitcases. We need 2, so I can save money by taking off the 4 suitcases, as well as transfers. Sometimes it can be a ridiculous amount of money added on for a transfer when it's only a 10-minute taxi, or you might want to get a taxi there anyway instead of waiting around for buses and other people, and yeah. So you can do that. So with accommodations, now again, I have a back office, like a system that I use to book hotels, and the amount of cheap hotels and discounts I've had through that is unreal. But if I weren't using that, I would always look on Trivago, because that compares all the different hotel sites, so your booking.com, your Expedia, your hotels.com, all of them, and brings you out which website has the cheapest room for the dates that you want. Also, if you know where you want to stay, look at the Hotel Direct. I saved so much money on our hotel from Fuerteventura, because sometimes they have deals as well, whether that be kids eat free or kids stay free, or you know, so many nights for free. So definitely check that out as well. My most recent saving hack as well is, I just want to put a little disclaimer here that I am by no means telling you to get a credit card. Do your own research, figure that out for yourself, but I've recently got a Virgin Atlantic credit card. It does have a yearly fee because I got like the top one for the top points, but oh my goodness, I went to Florida on my own not long since, and the price for the points, so you just pay taxes, so I've used it for everyday spending, and the amount of points that have built up is unreal. You can get some such cheap flights on there, I'm not joking, to so many different amazing places, especially the US, and for us it works out so cheap. So I keep looking at going to Florida again and we can pay like £1,000 taxes for the 6 of us with points. It's wild. Definitely look at it, but again, do your own research. I don't want to be accountable for anyone getting in debt. I pay mine off every month, so I just collect the points. You also get a companion voucher as well if you spend so much within a year, and I've already hit that. So it's definitely worth it, especially if you want to travel long haul. But I know there's other credit cards out there. The siren's going off now. This is reality of filming. Reality of filming, but we've got to do it on a child-free time. I know there's Amex cards that do like British Airways points and stuff. Also, each airline has their own point system as well, so I know I've got some points from Emirates from when we did go to Dubai. So it doesn't have to be credit cards, just make sure you signed up to the airline's points scheme. I'll have a look at all the ones that I'm signed up for and see if they do any like referral bonuses and stuff. Sometimes if you put a code in from someone else, you get points, they get points, kind of thing. So I'll have a little run through mine and put them down below. Other little ways that I try and save as well, so top cashback I always get as travel insurance through top cashback. I always get airport parking through top cashback. Top cashback? Yeah, top cashback. Parking, oh my god, right, this is a story. This might be a story for another time. In fact, no, I've got to tell it. So when we went to Disneyland Paris, I booked it as cheap as I possibly could, right? And I don't know if you've heard about this before, but there's an app called Just Park, and what it is basically you can park on someone's driveway and pay a lot less than you would in the airport. So like we parked on someone's drive 10 minutes away from the airport and then just had a little walk to the airport, and I think I paid like £20 for the week or something. It was really, really cheap. Again, they have discount codes and referral links as well. I will put them down below. But yeah, we parked on someone's drive for a week. Carl was absolutely mortified, but I was like, look, if we're going to make this trip happen, we've got to do what we can. So we did that. I've also used top cashback for our Disneyland park tickets before. There's so many different websites and discount codes, like Viator I use a lot. Yeah, you've just got to do your research and compare them all. The deals are out there, you've just got to find them, and that's what I do. I will look on every ticket website, every hotel website, and I will find the best deals. And then that's when I see those deals, I'm like, oh my god, this deal is too good to be true. I'm gonna have to book it. Toxic trait right there. Now let's talk traveling with a baby, because I've done this many a times. We've been going ever since my oldest was little, so I've travelled with many babies. Many times with the babies, not many babies, only 4 babies. The one thing I will not travel without with the baby is a carrier. So we had the sling, the baby John sling. We had that one. Absolute lifesaver, just for when you need your hands more. So like when you're going through security, when you're boarding the plane, you know, and you're in a queue. It's just, honestly, I cannot recommend it enough. Travel with a carrier. My little one Demi's just turned 1 now, and I'm like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna have to find a carrier bigger for her, because you know we're getting into the toddler stage now. As well, when we did the 9-hour flight with an 8-month-old baby, that was tough, and oh my goodness, she was the wiggliest baby you will ever meet. And I was able to put the sling on, walk up and down the plane, but I also sat with her in the sling, because when you're holding her, your arms are tensed. Oh my god, my arm here and my shoulder was killing. So to have her in the sling like sat on my knee but not needing to hold it, that helps so much as well. Entertaining the babies on like journeys and the plane and stuff, I try not to overthink that, and I always have done with my kids, and now with the older ones are so well behaved. They don't need constant stimulation. I don't know if this is the right answer or the way to do it, but this is just personally how I've done it. So I've never gone overboard with activities and, you know, took a bag full of stuff to entertain them, because they find their own entertainment. And now they're older, they're happy to just have a colouring book and to just watch stuff on the tablet or the TV screen. And now they are not one bit of bother on the airplane. Do you know what? I'm going to keep it real as well. My go-to on flights is snacks and screen time, and I'm not ashamed to say that. They don't have much screen time at home. We have the telly on, but you know, the actual like iPads, they come out on the trip and they're used when we need them, and that's what works for us. Naps on a plane, I would never try and hold off a nap to let the baby sleep on the plane or the toddler. I always think you could hold off that nap and then they could still not nap on the plane, and then you have to deal with a tired, like agitated toddler baby. Whereas if you let them nap when they want to nap, then even if they're awake on the plane, they're happy, and I stand by that. So a bit of real talk. Some days is absolute chaos. Some trips have been really hard, and I think it wouldn't be normal to expect your kids to behave 24/7, just like at home. Like, you know, it's not realistic. The trips that you see on Instagram and, you know, the glorified vlogs, the kids are going to misbehave at some point. People are going to lose a temper. Everybody's tired. You've just got to learn to deal with it, and I think what works for us is we manage our expectations. So we know that flights might be difficult. We know that they might not sleep. We know that they might not nap. It's worth it. It really is worth it. After the trips, you don't remember the tiredness. As well as managing your expectations, don't try and overplan. I've done this loads before, and it stresses us out, and it's not worth it. Travel day is a travel day. Don't try and plan anything else. Anything else that you can do is a bonus. Same as activities, just plan one activity a day, no more, because especially when you overdo it, you can then become tired the next day, and then the kids are tired the next day, and it puts a downer on the trip. So definitely take it easy. Don't overplan. Don't try and cram too much stuff in. I mean, all the places that we've been, there's so much more that we could have done, but you've just got to rein it in. You hear all the time, once you have a baby, you'll not be able to travel anymore, you'll not be able to take trips, and the truth is, you can. You really can. You can still travel, you can still see any place you want to see, and you can still make amazing memories. It's just different. I feel like I have a lot more tips and tricks, but I just can't remember them at this time. If there's anything specifically that you want to know, send me a message. I'm happy to answer any questions. If you do want any help planning a trip, I am an independent travel agent. I'm ATOL and ABTA protected. I will leave my travel page linked below as well. So yeah, let me know where you want to go with kids. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it's been helpful. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, say hi in the comments, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.